the space where you enter from one room to another room, and now to signify it with those cravats, I think it's funny, but it's also like meaningful.
Yes, of course. And you are the first one who noticed, recognized, and valued this. And a lot of people pass through my studio, local people, you know, and they didn't recognize, or maybe one or two exceptions of this rule, the artistic and etc. value of this installation of cravat, Croat, as oui.
Is the name of the
Yeah, and above all these cravats, Croat is the crown, you know, with this message. Would you read this message aloud on voice for that?
Keep loving.
En French, it's
Aimer toujours. Aimer toujours.
Aimer toujours. Na hrvatskom it's volite uvijek. Volite uvijek, da. That's the message.
It makes me think of the play that you've seen also yesterday, Arrived, because I think when they play with this narrative of being in another world, it's about this message, you know? What
yes.
They do, like they just do very simple stuff. They enter a shop, they open a bottle of wine for a wedding between two strangers, but it's about how you keep this world alive and you demystify also.
Yes, I'm agree completely, and enjoyed yesterday on this performance very well. Very, 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 with all my heart and mind.
That was very nice.
Okay. So we can easily go into the next stage.
Okay.
I give you more light. You can speak freely. Your association, question, commentaries, all is welcome. I am here to give you answers and also to pose some questions to you, because on my questions you have the answers, and probably on your answers I have the question. For your question, I have the answers. I call this split exchange.
Split exchange.
Yes.
Only split.
Split exchange. It's a win-win combination, you know.
It's I wonder. For me, it's like I see also a lot of your memories here. It's how do you give shape to memory, and I'm asking you maybe, it seems like your way is to create a collage in objects to densify this encounter you make. I wonder, where did you find this box at Starry Bazaar?
Would you repeat, please?
No, I wonder, for instance, where do you find this box? Like, I guess, like, which element has a story that then encountered?
I found out this cartoon object on the bazaar. where you got your performance. And I like this pure, simple form, which promise something to put in, to make something other, bigger, larger, with more opinion. And after that first step, I, in one moment, saw that in this cartoon frame and stage, let's say, my print, abstract print of this picture will find right place. Second step, after, I don't know, a few days or weeks, I saw that the statue of Lenin, who looks at abstract paintings, it's a third step, third dimension, third meaning. But it was not enough to me, only 3 dimensions and meanings. So a few days or hours or weeks after, I saw that these red things make this more interesting and concentrate direction of view more into the center and deeper. And I saw, my conclusion was it's good, it's very good. But I wanted to come to the 5th dimension, that it all artwork will be excellent. 5th dimension. And last thing which I composed was that. This,
it makes it a bit like a little temple.
Almost like a temple or parabola or paraphrases or etc. But with these above Lenin head, this shell, which symbolically represents the soul, you know, that's the shell of Santiago de Compostela. All these elements together is one work in 5th dimension, in 5 dimensions, to which tell and show to the spectators its message, which is more complex than on 4th or 3 or 2 dimensions. So you recognize this, and you are first person in my studio who noticed this on the first step this piece of art.
The box, I'm always attracted to box.
Me too, because our minds and hearts are out the boxes.
Yes. And it's also about like containers, and now it's a container that is open. So you want to contain something, but it still escapes. I like the work with containers. Very nice. Is it in Split?
Yes, Pazar. Also, you are first person who noticed the value of this simple photo. But in a special passepartout, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a classical, typical one. It's a free one.
Also because I heard of the story of the chipka here in the region, and that now I think it's very little to be found on the bazaar. There are some people who are still selling, but it's very rare.
But I made this photo before 20 years, I think, you know. Now it's less this old woman with their chipkas, you know, unfortunately.
Very nice. And what city, or because it's not, someone told me the story that it's not in Split but in some other place?
Yes, it's island Pag.
Okay.
That's the most famous and the best.
when I told my mother that they in this region they do a lot of lace and chipka, and I saw a archive I found of an old woman like showing like this chipka, and she said, "Oh, it looks like my grandmother from our region." Of course, what's interesting in the chipka is that how do you say, the muster is different. Of course, like there is something specific about the way they tie it compared to the one they were doing in the region of my great grandmother. But it's also beautiful to see the work of the hands, and there was the similarity also in the way of living this very slow work.
Yes, I agree completely. So, what do you think about it?
So I saw it there, and the first thing that comes to my mind, it sounds like something nationalist from France, you know. But then, of course, like there is something a bit ironic about it, and now I see also you put a flag of Croatia. But I wouldn't know. What is your point? What do you want?
My point is, French Revolution had a parole, fraternité, liberté,
Liberté, égalité, fraternité.
égalité, égalité, fraternité, liberté, fraternité.
Mhm.
Croatian people had not ever close connections with this spirit of French Revolution, unfortunately, on my point of view. So that's the reason we are lack of freedom of expression and freedom of reactions. We don't go out on streets when something wrong in our state as the French do normally, because this spirit of freedom which French people cry out or speak out and to first on the world, it's a universal message. Fraternité, égalité, liberté, or liberté, égalité, fraternité. So from this point of view, Croatian, let's say, point of view, we are suffering, and the main problem and the most dangerous one is that our natality is every year less and less. So we are altogether unconsciously onto the road to disappear, to not to be, because every fucking single day and night especially, we have less and less our newborn Croatians. So I call this work La Revolution Croate. It means, matter of fact, evolution Croate. So our parole could be to be alive as a nation with a bigger natality than mortality. That's our parole could be paternité, maternité, liberté, which is in the same time also European and universal, because we are all born in families. We have fathers and mothers, le père et la mère.
But in the same time, I feel like, for instance, I don't know, now in Croatia, there are immigrants who are coming, who are learning Croat, and they will be part of the next generation. Probably that's also, it doesn't mean it has to be natality for Croatian culture to be.
Okay, I'm understand you, but in any case or both case, if for example one Nepalian guy from Nepal married a Croatian woman and she born child, it's also natality. And this child needs a father and mother. It means l'enfant a besoin de paternité et maternité.
It's, you know why I said this? Now I also realize paternité, maternité, natalité. For me, it sounds a bit like so during the Second World War in France, there was the Pétain, who was like authoritarian.
No, it's on the, yes, I understand you. It's on the first reaction of the first surface understanding of my message. My message is triple times deeper. It's not nationalist at all. It's not chauvinist. More than all, it's human, universal, with humanistic potential for all, because that's the fucking obvious true. We are born all in families. We need fathers and mothers, paternité and maternité. So, as a third step, and natalité, it's a normal third step things, and everything goes right. My message has no ideological, and especially not political message or dimension. It's not enough for me. It's just a surface. It's a little bit ironic, reverse, it's a Croatian. We have the same flags, French and Croatia, but with other hierarchy. On French goes first blue, sky, after that white, and third place it's a red, blood, passion, love. On Croatian it's oppositely. We are, on my point of view, we are staying on the heads with the legs to the sky. Our color first is red. It means passion, instincts, love. Middle, white is always in the middle because white represents golden middle. And the blue is on the third level. From my natural and cultural point of view, blue is on the first level because the sky is on the first level. If you go vertically. But from my people, my nation, first goes red. That's the symbolically meaning, and on the meanings of colors. French and Croatia, it's both sides of the same coin of we are opposite of French. French style of thinking and doing. And it's too much. We need now French, let's say, French part of our history. Paternité, maternité, natalité. But not inclusive on any nationalist or chauvinist way. That's my point.
I guess I was trying to get already some stories. I was asking people I would learn like one sentence, like this, sculpiam price, something. But it didn't work. I even had some woman told me, how can you ask her this? She's walking. So I thought, it's not the right way. I need to have something that disrupts the everyday life, some kind of dispositive that can welcome the story, some kind of container, like this box, some kind of container for the story, for people to let their bags in a bigger bag, maybe. And that's how I was thinking, okay, there are so many tables that are empty, maybe I could be on a table. And then because I thought of the bigger bag, I started to sew. And then it worked. But it's been also, I think it's not been easy. And also the last day, maybe that's what the woman was mentioning earlier when she said it was not so recognized. On the market, for me, it went quite well. People came and we did exchange and something happened. But then the idea was, okay, these local stories, they need to expand from a little place of a table on the Starry Bazaar. They need to go to Peristyle, they need to go in the city and expand. And there was more difficult, I guess, I don't know. Something could have been done differently. Now I don't think I have the mind to see it. But I think the last part of the symbolic part, the exchange part, for me, the most important, worked. But the symbolic part of this memory is taking space in the city. Either it has to be even bigger. We also wanted to put the memory up. We tried several things, but it still needs to be worked on. It's not done.